Om Amriteshwariyai Nama. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. A warm good morning to all. Amrita School of Ayurveda welcomes new batches of BAMS and PG students in a unique induction program titled Shishyopanayanam. The Sanskrit word Shishyopanayanam indicates a ritual that one undergoes when beginning a formal course of study. This ritual or samskara is described also in classical Ayurvedic treatises such as Charaka Samhita, Susruta Samhita, and Ashtanga Hridaya. The vision of this ceremony is to develop the spirit in the culture of learning the divine health science, Ayurveda, which is a science to develop a good regimen in life to protect health and to cure diseases. Our institution always tries to blend both the traditional style of learning and the modern tools and modules of learning and teaching process. The Shishyopanayanam is being conducted every year with the blessings of our Honorable Chancellor, Sadguru, Srimata Amritanandamayi Devi, our beloved Amma. Today marks a significant milestone as we gather to embrace the budding scholars who are poised to embark on a transformative journey in the realm of Ayurvedic wisdom and healing. This ceremony stands as a beacon of hope, marking not just a commencement, but a profound dedication to preserving and advancing the ancient traditions of Ayurveda. I welcome all of you to this auspicious occasion, celebrating the induction ceremony of the newly admitted postgraduate batch in Ayurveda. Let us begin the program by invoking the blessings of Almighty. I welcome Apsara and Nandini, UG scholars, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for the prayer.
ध्यायामो धवलावगुण्ठनवतीं तेजोमयीं नैष्टिकीं स्निग्धापाङ्गविलोकिनीं भगवती मन्दस्मितश्रीमुखी वात्सल्यामृतवर्षिणीं सुमधुरं सङ्कीर्तनालापिनीं श्यामाङ्गीं मधुसिक्तसूक्तिम् अमृतानन्दात्मिकाम् ईश्वरी शङ्खं चक्रमुपर्यधश्च करयो दिव्यौषधं दक्षिणे वामेनान्यकरेण संहृतसुधाकुम्भं जलूकावलिं विभ्राणकरुणाकर सुखकर सर्वामयत्वं सका सर्वं मे दुरितं छिनत्तु भगवन् धन्वन्तरी सन्ततम्.
Thank you, Apsara and Nandini. Now, I would like to direct your attention to the stage as we begin our event with a welcome dance. Kalinga Nartana refers to a popular story in which God Krishna, as a young boy, danced on the serpent Kaliya to stop him from poisoning the Yamuna river. During the battle that ensued, both Lord Krishna and Kaliya disappeared within the waves, frightening the onlookers waiting for Lord Krishna to come back. It's then when the Lord emerges victorious by placing his holy feet on the head of Kaliya, subduing evil and protecting the good-willed as he always does. This composition is set to Raga Gambhira Natai, Tala Adi, Rajanai, Utukada Sri Venkata Subbayar, Bhasha Samskritam. I invite Varsha Raghunathan, Agalya K, Smriti J. Gupta, Kirtana U, and Aparna B. Nambudiri, UG scholars of Amrita School of Ayurveda, to please join us on the stage with this traditional welcome dance, symbolizing our heartfelt appreciation for your presence and support, and to set the tone for a memorable event.
Tam dhim tarana tam, tam dhim tarana tam, dhinata kitta 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 tam dhim tarana tam. Dhinata kita tandi karanata, dhinata kita tandi karanata. Tam dhim taranata, tam dhim taranata, tam dhim taranata. Dhrugutakita tadikinatam dandi taranatam dhritakita dhrugutakita tadikinatam dandi taranatam yamuna tadaka pankeru hapadatam di taranatam yamuna tadaka pankeru hapadatam di taranatam yamuna tadaka pankeru hapada sarisa sarasa dalanayata sahasa modita jagadihatam di taranatam Dhinata kita tandi taranata. Tamita tajjam takatajjam tagadikatajjam tam 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 madabhujanga shirapada yugapani dhruta madhurinada veduravatami tajjam takatajjam tagadikatajjam tam tamita tajjam takatajjam tagadikatajjam tam tamita tajjam takatajjam tagadikatajjam tam tamita tajjam takatajjam tagadikatajjam tam madabhujanga shirapada yugapani dhruta madhurinada veduravatami tajjam తగదజ్జం తగదిగతజ్జం తాం గోపాంగనాకులవృతమాధవ మధుసూదన హరి సమ్మదన పద నటన తగతగన నత జన పరివృత సదయ బుధ హృదయ తామితదజ్జం తగదజ్జం తగదిగతజ్జం తా నిరంతరానంద ముఖ కమల అనంత నటనాంగ పదయుగల నిరంతరానంద ముఖ కమల అనంత నటనాంగ పదయుగల మధుమురళీధర హరి లహరి మరీచి సగీత మనోరమణ మధుమురళీధర హరి లహరి మరీచి సగీత మనోరమణ వ్రజ దురందర జలద శోభమానధర చికుర ముకుల మకుట నీల శిఖండక మోహనాంగ కళింగ నటన తామితదజ్జం తగదజ్జం తగదిగతజ్జం తామీల మనోహర జాల విభూషణ నిరత చలంచల భుజంగ నర్తన
నీరజదళాత అధిక మృదుళ పద నికట తరంగో తుంగ తాడంగ నృత్తక నృత్తక తాం తకతై
తక తదినిదియత తక తాకిట నగ జగ దృగ జగనంత తక నక నక జగ దృగ జగనంతం
యమునా తటాక తుంగ తరంగం హిమకర స్థిమిత రమిత శుభాంగం ఇతస్తతశ్చర కరుణాపాంగం యది వర హృదయ సరోరుహ బృంగం
దినత తిల్లాన దినత తిల్లాన దినత తిల్లాన ధృగుతకిట తిల్లాన
తిలక సింధూర హలక శృంగార వదన గంభీర ఉరగఫణ సంచార నంద సుకుమార నవనీత దధి చోర చందమణిహార జలజ భవనుత ధీర
నంద సుకుమార నవనీత దది చోర స్వచ్ఛంద మణిహార జలజ భవనుత ధీర జయ విజయీ భవనంద కుమార వ్రజ జన పరమానంద కిశోర కాళీయ నటనానంద గంభీర కరుణా రసయుత భావ శరీర
దీం తతాం తదీం తతాం తతై దీం తతాం తదీం తతాం తతై దీం తత్తోం తదీం తత్తాం తతై దిమిత దిమిత కిట జణు
జగనగనం తరి తగన గజం తరి ధిరికు తాకు ధిమిత ధిమిత కిట జణు
గజ కుమార మహిమాలంకృత వనమాల దునందర కృత కృతాకార
తజ్జం తత్తకజ్జం తత్తకన్నుం తత్తకర్రుం తత్తజ్జం తత్తకజ్జం తత్తకన్నం తత్తకర్రుం
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత జనం తరి తదిమిత కిట జణు తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత జనం తరి తదిమిత కిట జణు
అద్భుత నర్తన చిత్రిత ముద్రిత విద్యుతముద్భవం అద్భుతమద్భుతం
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత జనం తరి తదిమిత కిట జణు
అద్భుత నర్తన చిత్రిత ముద్రిత విద్యుతముద్భవం అద్భుతమద్భుతం
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత
దితిశుత కాల విధినుత శీల అతిశయ నీల ధృత పదలో
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత
దితిశుత కాల విధినుత శీల అతిశయ నీల ధృత పద లోల
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత జనం తరి తదిమిత కిట జణు
తధిమిత కిట ధిమితాత ధిమిత కిట ధిమితాత తధిమిత కిట ధిమితాత తా
తత్తోం తత్తై
కిడతక తరిగిడతోం
తాకు జనం తరి తతకు జనం తరిత జనం తరి తదిమిత కిట జణు
ధిమ్మిదత్తయ్య తరిగిడతగ తజ్జం కిడతగ ధిమ్మిదత్తయ్య అతిశయ సుఖ నిరుపమకర పాదజం కిడతగ ధిమ్మిదత్తయ్య
సరస మోహ మురళీరవనాథ సకల లోక సమ్మోహన గీత
తరితజం తక తరితజం తక్కిట్ట కతంగ కతంగ తాం తధీం తతోం తతై తకరకమల ధృత అభయవర ప్రద తక్కు దిన్నం తగ దిన్నం కిట తక తాతై తాంగ తాతై తాం ధృగతగ తగ దిన్నం తాంగ తాతై తాంగ తాతై తాం
కదంబ కిసలయ మీతను పురపదం చలిత కృత పాదత్తాం
తిల్లాన దృగ తిల్లాన దృగ దృగ తిల్లాన కిటతోం కిటతగ తన్నన్నం కీట తోం నం కీట తత్త తరికిట 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 తక తణంగు తక త కిటతగతాం కిటతగ తరికిడతాం కిటతగ తరికిట తరికిడతాం తాం తధీం తతోం తతై త్యజోరగ బంధ తద్భుజంగ శిరసి
చరణం చలనం గతనం వృతనం వదనం చిత చంద్రమదం
కరకంకణ కింకిణి నన్ననం పద తక తక ధిమి ధిమి జణు జణుతాం తదాప్త తిల్లాన కనక భూషణ తకిట తగత్తగాయ ముఖ వర మందస్మిత నవవర పూజిత పదయుగలా
హరి జయ విజయీ భవనంద కుమార జన పరమానంద కిశోర కాళీయ నటనానంద గంభీర కరుణా రసయుత భావ శరీర
మద మధుకర మధుపధరల సమనయన కమలదల చలనముని హృదయమపి చోర చాతుర దయాకర మురాది భీకర మద మధుకర మధుపధరల సమనయన కమలదల చలనముని హృదయమపి చోర చాతుర దయాకర మురాది భీకర మద మధుకర మధుపధరల సమనయన కమలదల చలనముని హృదయమపి చోర చాతుర దయాకర మురాది భీకర మద మధుకర మధుపధరల సమనయన కమలదల చలనముని హృదయమపి చోర చాతుర దయాకర మురాది భీకర.
Thank you, dears, for this vibrant and spirited welcome dance. To honor this blessed ceremony, we have Swamiji Shankaramritananda Puri, Dean, Amrita School of Ayurveda, Dr. Balakrishnan Shankar, Dean, Amrita School of Engineering, our chief guest, Ashtavaidyan Alathiyur Narayanan Nambi, Principal, Ashtangam Ayurveda Chikitsalayam and Vidyapeedam, Palakkad, Dr. P. Ram Manohar, Director, Amrita Center for Advanced Research in Ayurveda, Dr. Ramesh N.V., Principal in Charge, Amrita School of Ayurveda, Dr. Priya S., Professor and Head, Department of Dravyaguna Vijnana, Amrita School of Ayurveda. I humbly request the respectable dignitaries to take seat on the dais. Thank you. Now we are commencing our formal function. We have Dr. Ramesh NV. He currently serves as the principal in charge and professor in the Department of Rasashastra and Bhaishajya Kalpana, Amrita School of Ayurveda. Dr. Ramesh is a recognized PG guide and UG and PG examiner of several institutions with over 25 years of professional experience. I invite Dr. Ramesh sir to deliver the welcome address. Sir, please.
वागर्ताविव सम्पृक्तौ वागर्तप्रतिपत्तये जगतपितरौ वन्दे पार्वती परमेश्वरौ. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. My humble pranams to the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. And as it has been told many times, today is the day where 38 Ayurveda graduates are entering into the post-graduation studies in School of Ayurveda. And as it has been told, generally we always start with activities, with the prayer to the God. Here in the morning, all of you have witnessed a beautiful function of invoking Lord Dhanvantari with the homam by offering him 108 drugs through the fire and a bhajan session. And a next step after invoking to the God, generally we do a sankalpa to initiate our studies, and the Mahasankalpa has been done, and you have been taken as a student of the School of Ayurveda, and we have accepted by tying a holy thread around your wrist. So, coming to the next part, we do have an official function over here, where as it has been instructed early, or it has been told, we start with the connecting the roots of Ayurveda and try to take it to the modern field wherever it is possible. So to make you understand, especially the inductees, what is the importance of PG studies, and to make parents who have assembled here to understand the value of doing a PG education and the strength of Amrita in imparting this knowledge, we are all assembled here. And I am very happy to invite the 11th batch of PG student. We have started our PG in 2013, and this is the 11th batch of 38 students entering into the School of Ayurveda as PG scholars. And from past 3 years, we do have a counseling through all India. So we have students from different places. Like in UG, our strength is 60. We had students from 19 different states. Whereas for PG, for these 38 students are from 8 different states, starting from Kerala. Even we do have students from North India up to Himachal Pradesh. And it's a mini India assembled here to learn the Ayurveda at a next level, at the postgraduate level. So for this formal function, and I humbly invite our Dean, Director, Swami Shankaramritanandapuri, who was leading us throughout the development of Amrita School of Ayurveda till today. As a formal gesture, I wholeheartedly welcome Swamiji for this occasion. Welcome, Swamiji. Today's our chief guest is Ashtavaidyan Narayan Nambi sir. He's a principal of Ashtanga Ayurveda Chikitsalayam and Vidyapeetham, one of the premier Ayurveda college in Kerala. Not just as, even though his designation is as a principal, sir is not just a principal, he is As many South Indian knows, he is belong to the Ashtavaidya family. For North Indian, if you want to know, there are 8 speciality tradition in Ayurveda from days immemorial. And sir belongs to one of the Ashtavaidya family. He is taking that spirit of Ayurveda into the practice. He is a well-known personality, not only as a practitioner, not only as a Ayurveda teacher. He is taken Ayurveda to many countries abroad also, propagating Ayurveda throughout the world. And we thought he will be a right person to explain you what is the necessity of postgraduate studies in Ayurveda. So when we invited him, even with his busy schedule, he has agreed to be a part of this function. I wholeheartedly welcome Narayan Dambe sir on behalf of Amrita School of Ayurveda for this function. Dr. Balakrishna Shankar, Dean, Amrita School of Engineering, affectionately called by all of us as Bala sir. He is one of the most, what to say, he's one among our family member. And whenever an opportunity comes, whenever we meet him, we feel so comfortable. Being a part of Amrita since a quite long time, he always will be with us whenever we want to, assemble, share our feelings. And sir is here to explain or to make you understand, all the new inductees, how or what will be an Amritian, what is the advantage, how you have to be an Amritian. And we don't have any better person than Bala Shankar who can put it in so simple words. You are going to enjoy his words. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, for this function. Dr. P. Ram Manohar is a well-known personality in Ayurveda. Sir is there in the research field of Ayurveda from past 30 years. We are proud to be associated with him from past 10 years. We have a separate center for advanced research in Ayurveda called as Achara, Amrita Center for Advanced Research. Like Nambi sir, Ramanohar sir was also involved in propagating Ayurveda throughout the world. And of course, in future days, as a PG scholars, we are also going to experience his vast knowledge through his talks and workshops. I wholeheartedly welcome you, sir, for the function. And I welcome Dr. Priya Madam, HOD Department of Dravyaguna, who will be delivering the vote of thanks for this formal function. Welcome you, Madam. I welcome all the teaching faculties, PG scholars, UG scholars who are assembled here for this function. Not but not the least, today's attraction are the 38 PG scholars and their parents. And this special function is for you people. And I wholeheartedly welcome all of you to the Amrita family. Welcome you all. And I also welcome all the people from the press and media for this function. And once again, welcoming you all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ramesh sir. It's a matter of great pleasure and honor for me to welcome Ramesh sir also to this function. Welcome, sir. Now, let's watch a video presentation detailing essential instructions for a student and a doctor from Charaka Samhita.
Om Amriteshwarye Namaha. Upanayana is one among the samskara that marks the acceptance of a student by a teacher. It signifies the start of a new phase of life in an individual being introduced into a disciplined way of life for seeking knowledge. This initiation of the teaching-learning process is set on an auspicious day. Following the Mahasankalpa as Agni Sakshi, in the presence of Sreshta Vaidya and other dignitaries, the students are rendered shlokas for chanting which are taken from Charaka Samhita Vimanasthana. The aspirants follow the chanting of the conduct for being a virtuous student. This narrative is taken from Charaka Samhita Vimanasthana Roga Bhishajiriyam Vimana, where Adhyapana Vidhi is one among the Trividha Jnana Upaya. Also, upon the completion of the tenure of the learning process, a graduate is advised certain conducts to be followed to be a noble Vaidya. So, now let's listen to the words from Charaka Samhita.
अधयेनम् अग्निस्सकाशे ब्राह्मणसकाशे भिषक्सकाशे च अनुशिष्यात् ब्रह्मचारिणा श्मश्रुधारिणा सत्यवादिना अमांसादेन मेध्यसेविना निर्मत्सरेण अशस्त्रधारिणा च भवितव्यम् न च ते मद्वचनात् किञ्चित् अकार्यं स्यात् अन्यत्र राजद्विष्टात् प्राणहरात् विपुलाद् अधर्म्यात् अनर्थसंप्रयुक्तात् वा अपि अर्थात् मद् अर्पणेन मत्प्रधानेन मद् अधीनेन मत्प्रियहितानुवर्तिना च शश्वत् भवितव्यम् पुत्रवत् दासवत् अर्तिवत् च उपचरता अनुवस्तव्यो अहम् अनुत्सेकेन अवहितेन अनन्यमनसां विनीतेन अवेक्ष्य आवेक्ष्यकारिणा अनसूयकेन च अभ्यनुज्ञातेन प्रविचरितव्यम् अनुज्ञातेन प्रविचरता पूर्वं गुर्वर्थ उपाहरणे यथाशक्ति प्रयतितव्यं सर्व आत्मना च आतुराणाम् आरोग्याय प्रयतितव्यं जीवितहेतोः अपि च आतुरेभ्यः न अभिद्रोक्तव्यं मनसा अपि च परस्त्रियः न अभिगमनीयाः तथा सर्वम् एव परस्वं निभृत वेश परिक्षपेन भवितव्यम् अशौण्डेन अपापेन अपापसहायेन च श्लक्ष्ण शुक्ल धर्म्य शर्म्य धन्य सत्य हित मितवचसा देशकाल विचारिणा स्मृतिमता ज्ञानोत्थान उपकरण संपत्सु नित्यं यज्ञवता च सुसंवीतेन अवाक्षिरसा स्मृतिमता स्तिमितेन अवेक्ष्य आवेक्ष्य मनसा सर्वम् आचरता सम्यक् अनुप्रवेष्टव्यम् अनुप्रविश्य च वाङ्मनोबुद्धीन्द्रियाणि न क्वचित् प्रणिधातव्यानि अन्यत्र आतुरात् आतुर उपकारार्थात् आदुरगतेषु अन्येषु वा भावेषु न च आदुरकुलप्रवृत्तयो बहिः निश्चारयितव्याः.
During the period of study, I shall lead a life of self-control and discipline. I shall submit myself to my Guru and live for the welfare and happiness of my Guru.
My actions shall be guarded, service-oriented, and free from indiscipline and envy. In my dealings, I shall be patient, obedient, humble, constantly contemplative, and calm. I shall aim my full efforts and ability towards the desired goal of my Guru.
As a physician, in order to gain success, fame, and gain money, I shall always use my knowledge for the welfare of living mankind.
I shall always be ready to help patients even when I am extremely busy or tired.
I shall not harm any patient for the sake of money or selfish gain, nor shall I entertain a desire for other women or men or wealth.
My dress ought to be decent, yet impressive, and personality in confidence inspiring. I shall always use pleasant, appropriate, truthful, beneficial, and polite words, and using my past experience, I shall act keeping in mind the time and the place.
I shall constantly endeavor to accomplish the newest development of knowledge. When examining a patient, my discretion, attention, and senses should be concentrated on cure of disease. I shall not make propaganda about the confidential matters regarding the patient or his family.
Though an authority on my subject, I shall not display my knowledge and skill egoistically, as by it, even mere ones may feel insulted.
At the outset, let's all imbibe these principles and bring them into practice. Om Namah Shivaya.
Without the unwavering support and inspiration of our guiding force, Swamiji Shankaramridananda Puri, this program would not be possible. Swami Shankaramridananda Puri is a disciple of Sadguru Sri Mata Amritandamayi Devi. He joined Mata Amritandamayi Mutt in 1991. Swamiji is an Ayurvedic physician by profession with a postgraduate qualification in Kaya Chikitsa. He currently serves as the Dean of Amrita School of Ayurveda. It is with great pleasure and reverence that I invite Swamiji Shankaramridananda Puri to grace this occasion. Swamiji, please.
Om Amriteshwarjai Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. My pranams to all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais. My pranams to all the parents, students, newly admitted students, as well as the others and the other guests who are present here. Amma always says that the School of Ayurveda should be different, not for difference sake, but to justify the essentials of Ayurveda. It should have a different outlook. The students of Ayurveda should have a different body language, different understanding, different depth of understanding of our culture as well as the science. In fact, it was the only science that represented the Indian culture among the many courses that is run by Amrita University. Now there's a cultural education center also is there, so there are many more courses coming up. Otherwise, Ayurveda was representing the true tradition of Indian knowledge systems. Amma always reminds us that we must not be shallow, we must not be very superficial, just copying the other systems. We must represent what is represented by our texts, our teachers, our ancestors, the Vaidyas, the Rishis. According to our knowledge systems, science is not different. Science is not different from religion. It is not different from medicine. It's all intermingled. They all are combined. Even the definition of Sharira itself is different according to Ayurveda. According to the modern science, the organs, if you go to AIMS, if you see, there will be a big board stating that here the dead teach the living. You see organs, various bones. That is how the cadaver, is what is shown to you in the beginning. Whereas Ayurveda defines, always chant, whether it is necessary or whether it is science, that is a different question. But that is how they were. Amma always takes inspiration from them. The attitude, everything is important. With what attitude they gave the medicines, what are the advices they gave. It is not just giving some supplements, some chemicals alone to cure the diseases, which is becoming a failure nowadays. It is going to be the future also. In future, that is going to be opposed by even the modern doctors. So, it is not to become different that we are doing all these exercises. It is not to make you a ritualistic person, by no means. It is not the purpose. But it is to make us understand. It is to make us understand how you have to learn Ayurveda. Generally, our Indian knowledge systems, they are all written in Sanskrit slokas. The general method of understanding is first to make it into Anvaya, prose order, Anvayartha, then understand the general meaning. Then simple meaning. Then go to Paramarthas. Even in spirituality also it is like that. It is even if you want to understand Gita also it is like that. Any science also it is like that. So from a gross meaning into a subtler meaning. That is the way you have to learn Ayurveda. I will give only one example here. Like Sukha. Sukha sabgikam arogyam. Vikaro dukkham evacha. This is from Ayurveda. Kha means akasha. It is space. It can mean anything. If you go into the depth, if you go into the Paramartha, it is the ultimate Sukha. It is the self-knowledge, self-realization. Only then you will become completely devoid of illnesses. That is why the Ayurveda starts as Ragadi Rogas. The disease is not fever or it is not rhinitis or it is a headache or a migraine. It is not. They are also diseases. But the ultimate disease is the desire, raga. So, what I am trying to, I gave only one example here. Sukha means, the ultimate meaning is, Paramartha is self-realization. So that is the objective of the science. In a parampara, in a step-by-step method, first you get an health, then you think intellectually properly, then you understand the objective or the purpose of life, then you move towards that. All your activities, both physical, mental, intellectual, serving the society, serving your family, everything becomes a kind of a worship. So, paramparaya, in a step-by-step method, the ultimate goal is, the very purpose of spirituality is the ultimate goal of Ayurveda also. So, nowadays, it's becoming, it is just giving some medicines. More and more patent medicines are being used, which are most expensive. A curcumin, a turmeric can be used in the kitchen, Whereas if it comes in a nutraceutical form, it is highly expensive, 30 rupees, 40 rupees for a tablet, which is quite unnecessary, which is putting a load on the financial aspects of a person. Similarly, a lot of patent medicines are being used by Ayurvedic doctors, which are not very necessary. The lifestyle is not, doctors do not speak about that. They do not modify that. They just copy the method of giving some medicines, expensive medicines, more expensive medicines, a combination of many medicines, one medicine for each symptom. These things we follow because we lack in-depth understanding, and we do not. Vaidya means something, an extraordinary, just to sattvic, from a superficial understanding to a deeper understanding, to the deepest understanding. A normal person becomes better. He becomes Uttama. The Uttama person becomes Uttamottama. The transformation is possible. Not by seeing the reels, not by entertainment, not by drifting time, wasting time. They are not good friends, who take you to bars and take you only to the entertainments. They are not going to help you at all. People who make you lazy are not your friends. They are not going to help you in your life. So, from a gross understanding of Ayurveda to a deeper understanding of Ayurveda, a lot of efforts are necessary. The Gurukula system itself, it needs a personal care. The Guru means whom you respect, whom you love, whom for you will even die. You will not even bother to sacrifice anything for finance, health. So he is so important. He also takes care of you. He is also very caring to you. Each step he guides you, not only in technical aspects. He does not make you a technocrat alone, but he takes care of your character also, so that you become a Uttamottama. He wants you to excel himself. The real Guru, he will be happy to see his disciple coming up and becoming better than the Guru himself. That is possible. Or to attain the highest knowledge, he takes you to that level. So, this is possible. This is the potential of Ayurveda. It is almost near to truth, Satya. So, we cannot take lazy steps. We cannot be easy going right from the beginning. This is only a beginning. Each step will have to guide you. Each step will have to empower you, to make you understand the real sense of Ayurveda, and then to live that according to our capacity, to represent the true culture that is represented by our rishis, by our texts. At least to read the whole text, we must, it is our responsibility to do that. So, only a glimpse of the Charaka oath was shown to you, but it is much more longer, much more elaborate. It contains the essence of spirituality. So that is the purpose. That is the. So it is necessary that we become more and more sattvic. We become more and more intellectuals. We have a deeper understanding, and that is expressed through our activities, and that is the purpose for which such efforts are being taken. Elaborate efforts are being taken to empower you in the beginning itself. We will also guide you in each step as much as possible, and we need good Vaidyas, great Vaidyas, Uttama Vaidyas, to represent, to change many aspects that are not really happening today. So I hope this is not a dream, but this is an effort. That is what we are trying to take. So I hope good things will happen in future, and all of you will become empowered to represent the great culture that Ayurveda is. So I pray for the same to my Guru Amma. May she bless you all with her abundant grace. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ashtavaidyan Alathiyur Narayanan Nambi, as our chief guest today. Dr. Narayanan Nambi is presently the edited a book published by Springer. He is popular in international teaching schools as faculty member of Ayurvedic Point Italy, Veda Education in Russia, and Equal International Australia. He is also actively involved in Ayurveda education through European Institute of Vedic Studies, Switzerland, and European Academy of Ayurveda, Germany, and made educational visits and orations in Italy, Germany, France, etc. He represents the rich ancestry Alathiyur Nambi family of Ashtavaidyas, the great traditional Vaidya families in India, having centuries of old tradition. By recognizing his contribution and valuable services in Ayurveda education, he was honored with Ashwini Award at SDM Institute. He do regular presentations in various YouTube channels and Amrita TV Jeevadhara program for more than a decade, which made him very popular figure in the state as public speaker and a star orator rooting to tradition. With utmost respect, let me welcome Ashtavaidyan Alathiyur Narayanan Nambi to address the gathering and share his insights on the topic Importance of Postgraduate Education in Ayurveda and its career aspects. Welcome, sir.
രാഗാതിരോഗാൻ സദാനുശക്താൻ ശേഷകായ പ്രസാദന ശേഷാൻ ഔത്സുക്യമോഹാദിതാൻ ജഖാന യോപൂർവൈദ്യായ നമസ്തസ്മൈ. My humble pranams to Amma and Swami Sri Sangaram Amrudananda Puri Avarkal, as well as the Balakrishnan Shankar Sir, Dean of Amrita School of Engineering, my Ayurveda brother Ram Manoharji, as well as Principal Ramesh Sir. It's a great pleasure and honor for me to stand over here to speak something about education. Probably I want to say you a few things maybe you might have heard or you might have known earlier. First of all, I want to say you that once you joined in post-graduation, it's the very right time to start studying again. It is the right time to start studying. I realized that there are many contents I could have been studied. So when postgraduate, some companies called Lenskart, we have so many companies. So we have, imagine your spectacle is made out of Doshaigadrik. Not considered in Malayalam. In Malayalam, Doshaigadrik has a very negative meaning. You are finding always fault in everything. No. I'm speaking about Doshaigadrik means you see everything dosha. Wherever you see everything in dosha. If you are able to see even more deeper, you will be able to see the Mahabhuta everywhere. So I was sitting, when the welcome speaker had given me a flower. So I was thinking why they have given me flower. Why couldn't they given a bunch with a bella root or some ashwagandha packet? Normally we don't do this because Akashatma Pushpam Kalpayami. Because Akasha Mahabhuta representing the flower, which is the Viphu, with that we need to have a relationship forever. Friendship forever. Forever. Akasha is a Viphu. Not given any root, not given any stem. Of course, there are some stem, but flower is the ideal things they are given. So you start thinking everything from a Doshaigadrik is the first point I want to say. If you look at any plant, so if you are joined for Divyaguna PG, so if you see any plant, what are you seeing? Okay, the things, material. And that Prathyu Mahabhuta you have there. Then you see the Jala Mahabhuta of that plant. You don't know any plant, it may be an ornamental plant. That Jala Mahabhuta of that plant that you put it in your mouth, which is in your tongue, will be recognized as area of Jala Mahabhuta, and you try to understand in terms of rasa. That Agni Mahabhuta of that plant, which you take inside through mouth, will go to the stomach area. Then you may differentiate into different type of guna. Later in terms to Virya. And that Agni Mahabhuta of that plant, which in interaction with our own Agni Mahabhuta will create Vipaka. So you have a relative perception of Agni Mahabhuta of that plant versus your Agni. And Akasha Mahabhuta of that plant may be, which is unpredictable, maybe we techniques call it as Prabhava. This view we should start every day in our life. Once you started your post-graduation day, is a day that you have to reframe your thinking. You have to start thinking everything from an Ayurvedic point of view. Everything. Every smallest thing you meet every day, there is an Ayurveda. There is an Ayurveda. Don't think that Ayurveda should be learned or taught by in the Samhitas and books. It is there in everyday life. Imagine 2 days back, you are having a food in your kitchen, in your house kitchen. You have had food and you are speaking or laughing in between. Some food happened, gone into little bit part of trachea nearby. Immediately you will have a cough. Your grandmother will rush and come and hit on your forehead, here, on the top of the head, not on the back, not on the neck. Prana atra murtha gaha. Because the karma of prana is annam granadi pachati vivejadi munjadi, which is place is murtha. She never beaten on your chest or never beaten on your back. Who taught her? Because it's Ayurveda. Because it's a pranavada which is situated in the murtha. The life is there. Ayurveda is there everywhere. Problem is for us, it is a book, it is a textbook everywhere. We have to start seeing Ayurveda. That's a very ideal time, especially in the post-graduation. Because it's a very right time you start switching on to see things in a very different way from every first shloka of any book to last shloka. To have that qualification, Ashtanga Sangrahakara in the second chapter, a chapter is kept called Shishyopanayanam. Shishya Upanayanam. Upa Samipe Nayanam, nearer to the Guru's visions and Guru's idea. But if you read the qualifications there to become a good Shishya, it will be very stressful for you. But you don't worry, you read the qualifications of the teacher, it's also not compatible, so you are happy. Because like me, I am not really compatible with the qualifications of Guru there, so students can also be a little bit compromised. But the beauty is there are a lot of descriptions are there. Agale, Vidyusvanade, Bhugambe, Rahu Darsane, what is the time to read, when we have to start reading. Then when we read these type of things, you may feel, oh, what a historical thing. It's not a historical thing. When Kotakala Ayurvedic Shala started, Ayurvedic school, Ayurveda Patashala, my father was a student there and they never had the holidays like Saturday, Sunday, etc. They have holidays like Paurnami, Ekadashi, they have Shashti, they have a typical, very traditional classical holidays. And there was also Swadhyayam periods and all. That's a different story. I want to now PG, then you start reading any Nidana and try to see what they want to communicate. Viruddhaha Arajeshtasya Vidahyannam Viruddham cha Tatta Chasrik Pradushanam Phajadam Vidihinam cha Swapna Jagara Maithunam, like that. When you read the Vadarakta Nidanam, then you will reach into a point called Vadalai Shidalair Vayu Vrithak Vrutho Vimargaga. Vadalaihi, Vata increasing things. Sheetalaihi, Sheeta increasing. Vrithak Vrutho Vimarga. It is self-explanatory, it increases and it spreads everywhere. An ordinary BAMS graduate will be definitely taking in that perception. But if you are postgraduate student, Vatala means that increases Vata. Then why there is again Shita? Or Vata itself is Ruksha Lagu Shita Khara Sukshma. Then why there is another Shita? Maybe Anushtup Chandas. So there are 8 letters needed. Maybe Chandas to meet the Chandas. Our Acharyas were not that way to meet the Chandas. To 8 the beautifulity of Chandas. No. It's not like that. It is an hypertext. The whole Ashtanga is an hypertext. You click there. Just like in internet Wikipedia, you have blue colors. You click there, it will go to some other pages. You click there, it will go to Sutrasthana, one place called Ushnena Yukta Rukshadya Vayo Kurvanti Samchayam Shitena Kobam Ushnena Chamam Snigdhadayo Guna. Ushnena Yukta Rukshadya Vayo Kurvanti Sanjayam. Shitena Kobam. That Shitena Kobam is connected here. So not only Vatalam is needed, but there is an extra double purpose is needed because of the Shita. That has been highlighted there. That only a postgraduate student can have time. They have really thinking, oh, now it's beautiful. Like that, I can quote hundreds of examples, even from Ashtanga. There are so many examples are there in the classical Samhitas. This is the things which you start doing. This cannot be taught in your PG classroom. This cannot be taught by your teacher even. But you spend some time sitting on your room in the morning, take some sloka and start analyzing it, start retrospecting it, try to go deeper and deeper of it. It will just unlock you. And remember that you are thinking that, okay, I am a postgraduate, I written all India PG entrance examination, I am very competent. Keep all your ego away, more than enough. Your jnana will. A group of students from Japan came and I was teaching some lessons flat. I started thinking, then I rushed to, Datta commentary, it's not available. Many times whenever we have some serious doubt, if you refer into the commentaries, many times it is not available. Hemadri commentary, Hindu commentaries, it's not available. Then I was under tremendous stress and called my father. I am in a tremendous stress. You are my guru, so you have to help me. This is the problem. He told, which book you referred? I told so and so book. Did you get it? No. I know the answer, but I don't tell you. Huh? I am in a critical crisis. Father, you have to help me. No. I don't tell you. You write down all the gunas. You now try to look at each guna and now try to analyze the dosha, and you enlisted the 8 doshas and tell me what are the 8 gunas related to that. Then I'll help you. So another 1 hour he put me under tremendous stress and making me to realize that these the things are there, and I was able to arrive into what are the 4 gunas, and after the next day I was explaining. Just one question is enough to demolish all your ego. If I ask you the same question, I'm sure that 90% of the PG students sitting here will not have a ready-made answer to that. You got my question is, Tatra ruksho laku shida khara sukshma chala vanila. Ruksha laku shida khara sukshma chala. Out of 20 gunas, you need another 4 more gunas to add, which is proximal to Vada. Is it not? What are those? So writing multiple choice questions, getting passing is a different thing. But trying to learn the Samhitas is a different thing. So like that, this is the second thing I want to read this shloka. I know this shloka well. Who told? You have a partial understanding, very partial understanding, either taught by your teacher, either taught by the translator, or either taught maybe many things. There are so many even translatory mistakes also in the books. There are so many translated books. I can give you many examples for that. Even the Srikantamurti's commentaries, even many Hindi translations. There are so many translated mistakes also. But as a PG student, you should be able to overcome this. This is the second thing I want to tell you, that you try to dive into the Samhita and try to make a journey with the author or the person who has written. As rightly mentioned by Swamiji, our Sharira Sthanam, those from Sutrasthana, when you travel to Sutrasthana last Atrarthe, Sutrida, Sutra, Pratham Danyeja Sarvada, like that. Then Sharira Sthana start. Our Sharira Sthana start with Shukra Shonidam, Garbhashyastam, Atma Prakriti Vigar Samurchidam. Never a cadaveric anatomy. Our Sharira Sthana is not a cadaveric anatomy. Our Sharira Sthana is embryogenetical anatomy. We try to understand Sharira from Shukra Shonidam, Garbhashyastam, Atma Prakriti Samurchidam. And at last, Dudadi Vijnaniyam, and the last, he explains differently how the person ends his life. It is just opposite of a Janma is happening. Just opposite of that. If you properly try to read the Samhitas, you will be able to face all your life challenges,
all your life challenges. I'll give you another example in this context. Whenever you read Samhitas, try to apply that in your day-to-day life. I'll just give you an example. Many years before, I has been called to a house to declare a death. Many times in a normal villages in the Kerala, they doesn't want to take the person who is already bedridden, aged about 85 or something. They doesn't want to take the patient to the hospital and put it in the ICU with the multiple tubes and all. They just want to see how the condition is. Maybe they have some expectation that nearly when the person will die. Being a traditional family person, I have many times this type of challenges will face. And sometime when we reach there, already patient is in the. So I was standing there, the person is almost dead. So I was there one day, Ashtangardhyam. So that day I was reading Doshadivijnaniyam. Then, so I got a slokam. Doshadhadu malamulam sada dehasya. Dehi is Atma, Deham is Sharira. Doshadhadu malamulam sada, always. Until the Atma is there, Doshadhadu and Mala will be there. Then, the next Ulsaha, Uchvasa, Nishwasa, Chesta, Vega, Pravartani, all those things. At last, Anugrannati Avikritaha. If I am Avikrita, that means Prakrita, I will bless. Anugrannati. If you look at those whole symptoms, Ulsaha, Uchvasa, Nishwasa, breathing, Chesta, Vega, Pravartanehi, that which you examine when the death. If you have all negative marks, 0, 0, 0 of these things, this is much, much better than a death declaration, what has been mentioned in the modern textbook. Pitta, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, all the three, if you take it, that is enough. I have already prepared an article on that. That's what I'm telling you. It is absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. It could have been even much, it can give much more refined biological markers than a conventional what medical science is doing. This is the third thing I want to tell you, that whenever you're reading, try to understand that shloka or that to a contemporary context. Every part of the book is somehow related with the contemporary context. It has to be connected with the contemporary context. Absolutely, it has a connection. Maybe we are missing either because we are already have a prejudice in our mind that, okay, this shloka is like this or this meaning is like this. So try to be, Jiddu Krishnamurti is there, a very famous book is called Learn to Unlearn. So just try to unlearn what information you have and try to start reading is. Different heights in the thing. Next 3 years, at the deepest part of the Shastra possible. And I want to tell you, the husband also, let her work maximum, let her think about the Shastra as deep as possible. Because this, as rightly mentioned by Swamiji, the Vaidya is not an ordinary a medical doctor. Vaidya is something very much supreme. He could be able to see things beyond. What we are seeing is only Pratyaksham Alpam, Aprathyaksham Bahulam. At last, I just want to give you an example. After my post-graduation, maybe a year or two, I just give you an example here. I was sitting in my house one day afternoon. It was a Sunday, and my father was, it was a Sunday, so father was sleeping in the upper first floor in his bedroom. The nearby house, there is a temple, and the priest of the temple came. He was around 85 or 86, and his grandson is my classmate. So his grandson brought him in the midday. So they knocked the door, and I opened. I seen him. Because he was teaching me the spiritual practices. So he was like, to me, he's like a guru. So I was asking him, what happened to you? So he was explaining some edemas in the legs and some little bit tiredness, little bit issue. But of course, at that age, anything can happen. Then I stood in the courtyard and I called my father. Father, can you come? Yes. After 2-3 minutes, he came down, because father and both of them are very close from last 50 years. They had a conversation. Then he asked me, get me the prescription pad. Because whenever I was there, I used to write prescription for him from the age of 7 or 8. Whenever I get a chance, I used to sit with him for writing the prescription. So I brought the prescription pad. It was the last page. So I told father, oh, this is the last page. Then he stared at me. Because Okay, I didn't told anything. Then he told me to write some prescriptions. I write on the prescription. Then he given me prescription. Here they were speaking something other things. And the moment he leaves, he had a slip of movement. Then immediately we rushed and we holded him and put him into the auto and moved. As soon as they leave, father asked me, "What do you think about this patient?" Very rarely he asks such questions. And many times if I told he asks a question, then there'll be something. So I told, I think I found something unusual, but I don't know what it is. But of course, at the age of 85, I checked the blood pressure, it's fine, but maybe some leg edema is there. There are many other things. It's maybe at that age, many things happen. Then you bring me Ashtanga Hridayam. Skalido padido biva. In the Duda Lakshana, they say if the patient slips his foot after the consultation thing, padido biva, he's fallen down. These are all Arishta Lakshanas. Then he enlisted me many things. Many Arishta Lakshanas. Son is your classmate, you can take him. I didn't mention about the fatality. I told the grandson that there is something is happening. We took him to took the ECG. Of course, there are mild left ventricular hypertrophy, age-related things. Tuesday morning, he passed away with the pulmonary edema. In the house, after his routine activities and puja, he was sitting down and he just collapsed with a typical classical pulmonary edema features with congestions, little bit frothy things. Comes out very, very minimum disturbances. Now, of course, the pulmonary edema challenges are. I was very much surprised. Then I asked, okay, now I understood what did you mean from the Samhita. But I want you to explain me why you are given me the prescription. You are not given there is an edema, there are things. You are not given a Punarnavadi Kashayam. You are not given a Kogilakshan Kashayam. Rather, you are given a Nayobayam Kashayam. Very simple. You are given a Dhanyundaram Guliga. Instead of you could have given a Gokshudadi Gugulu or you could have given a Chandraprabha. Why? So he told, you see, there are some interpretation also in the Arishta Lakshana which is not told in the textbook, which has to be taught under the Guru. What you done, I was sleeping there. You could have come and called me there on the top. What you have done, you just came in the courtyard and made a big noise. Loudly, Father, please come, please come. That means you are the Duta, carrier of the Duta. Purushashida and Purushashida, Anashida Lakshanas of Charaka Samhita. And you are the carrier that this person is going to die with a big breathlessness. So my intention was to minimize that which is possible. Anayasena Maranam. So that is why Nayopayam and Dhanyudram Gulika is called. This is the depth of a Vaidya. This is the position of Vaidya. I want to tell you that you should dream a day that you could be able to predict situations with a very Shastra, with a reference of Shastra. I personally seen multiple situations like this. So it's not that you write some prescriptions to some patients and they get healed. Okay, that is a level 1, level 2. But if you want to lift yourself to a more higher and higher reliance, for which Sushruta nicely mentioned 4 things: Sadada Mathenam Vada Paradandravaloganam Tadvidyacharya Sevacha Buddhi Meda Karogana. So spend your time and spend your wonderful time in this campus for the next 3 years and try to learn, try to unlearn what you already know, try to learn something new. By these words, I'm very much thankful to all the audience, and I'm thankful to all the great people sitting here. I'm a little bit confused because Ram Manohar like people are sitting, Sangajetinji like people are sitting. I was thinking that what to speak because I'm not a person of orator. Rather, many times I always believe that spending time with Shastram is the biggest thing what you can do. You spend your time. You look at the musicians, how much time they spend for continuously chanting same raga in a multiple dimensions. Similar way, Shastram is like that. You keep on reading, trying to, because my father used to read the same book even at the last week of the death. So I was asking him, why are you reading Ashtanga Hridayam every day, which you have been studied by hearted at the age of 15 or 20? He told, book will not change, but I am changing. So we'll be changing, our perceptions will be changing. If we are not able to change the perception, you have to remove your amma from inside. Aham and mama. take out your aham and take out your mama. Thank you very much.
Thank
Now, let me introduce to you all the first ever novel series in Ayurveda, Finding the Little Lights, authored by Dr. Shruti Sridharan, PG Scholar, Department of Panchakarma, Amrita School of Ayurveda. The book was launched at the WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit 2023 by the Honorable Union Minister, Dr. Mahendra Munchpara, Ministry of Ayush, Government of India. It was further blessed by several eminent personalities, including Honorable Director General of WHO, Dr. Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus. This beautifully written book aims at unleashing the concepts of Ayurveda and to spread it around the world within the frame of a storyline. The book is being presented here to Sampuja Swamiji Shankaramritananda Puri, seeking his blessings. I welcome Dr. Shruti Sridharan onto the stage. Now, I request Swamiji to hand over the certificate of appreciation and a small token of appreciation to Dr. Shruti. Thank you, Swamiji. The students of Amrita School of Ayurveda earn accolades and distinctions wherever they go. Now, it is time to honor some of such students. I welcome some
Incredibly learned chief guest, and to all my Dr. Ramonar and Dr. Ramesh and colleagues on the stage, and all of you. You may wonder what an engineering Dean is doing at an Ayurveda induction program. And they asked me to come here to tell you a little bit about Amrita and why we are so unique. In fact, this is part of the beauty of Amrita, that we have different disciplines, different departments working together in research, interdisciplinary research, and to solve particular problems. So that is one of the reasons why I'm standing here is that. You all heard about Amrita. You've all come to Amrita because I'm sure you've done some research on it. You looked at the websites, you've looked at our rankings, and all that. We are the youngest university to be accredited A grade by NAC. We've recently got All India 7th in the National Institute of Ranking Framework, NIRF rankings. We were again accredited by NAC as an A++ a couple of years ago. We, in the Times Higher Education rankings of New York, we come 81 in the whole world in societal impact. In the Millennial Universities ranking, that is ranking universities that have come after 2000, we are 37 in the whole world. We are one of the fastest growing universities. So when I say in NIRF ranking, we are number 7. We've always been around 4, 5, 7, back and forth in the top 10, ever since we started going into the rankings itself. It's a national, that the some IITs are ahead of us, or when I say that IISc is number 1, and some other institutes are ahead of us, what it doesn't tell you the time that it has taken. IIS, we are the India's top private university. IISc has been around for more than 100 years. The IITs have been around for 60, 70 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. We've been around for 20 years. So what it means is, you've not only joined, this statistic is not, this point is not given to you when you see the statistics.
What this means is you've not just joined India's top private university, you've joined India's fastest growing university. In the millennial rankings, we are 37 in the whole country, in the whole world. Of this top 50 fastest growing universities in the world, you have actually joined one of India's, not only India's fastest growing university, you joined one of the world's fastest growing universities. Now, this is a moment when I expect you to applaud. Kindly applaud. Thank you. This is just my this is just my normal engineering way of making sure that you are awake. I am sure there are other techniques, but this is to keep you awake. Yes. But why are we growing so fast? What is the reason we are growing so fast? Every academician I have met, every professor I have met, every person from the industry I have met, coming from engineering, I deal a lot with industry and professors from all over the world. They've all asked this question, how come Amrita is growing so fast? What is the reason behind your incredible ramp rate that you have here? And we don't have a simple answer to that. My only answer to that is Amma's legendary leadership, her vision that percolates down. See, Swami Vivekananda used to say that if a man with an ideal makes 1,000 mistakes, a man without an ideal will make 10,000. So basically what it means is, if you know where you are going, even if you stumble and fall, you can pick yourself up and continue to walk in the same direction. But if you don't know where you're going, you will simply meander around hopelessly and never get anywhere. Amrita knows where it is going. We have a mission, we have a vision. There is a reason why we are created in the first place. Create Amrita. Why are we here? Very big deal, yes. But it's exactly what we are trying to do. That's exactly why you find 99% of the research done at Amrita. We have tremendous research activities all over, interdisciplinary research. We have biotechnology scientists working with Ayurveda. We have computer scientists working with AIIMS Hospital in Cochin. We have image. Yesterday I was in a project where there was a doctor from Amma's Faridabad campus, myself, a person in the EEE department, person from a computer science department, all working together on a particular problem, on how to identify image processing, identify the location of a tumor, and whether I can have an electric field that I can, create a 2 volt per centimeter field in the tumor, and I can make it, dissolve. So this is so much interdisciplinary research is going on. 99% of the research done at Amrita is to solve the common man's problems, is towards addressing some of society's problems. That is why we are growing so fast, because we have a mission. There are 3 pillars on which Amrita stands. The first pillar is education for life, rather than just for the living. So we are here, especially you, because you are in Ayurveda, it'll relate to you much more than a mechanical engineer like me. The second pillar is Amma's most famous compassion-based research. Amma is all about compassion. You've all heard about Amma. Some of you perhaps have not met her. I encourage you to go and meet her. She is famous all over the world as perhaps the greatest manifestation of compassion ever to walk on earth. She's met 40 million people one by one. She hugs each of them, embraces them, finds out their problems, talks to them, regardless, neglecting her own food and sleep. And she's known all over the world as an exemplar of compassion. It is her compassion that percolates down into what we do. It is what we want, compassion-based research. Research not just for the sake of publishing papers or just for getting an award, but research based out of compassion to strive to make the world a better place to live in. And that noble philosophy of Amma is what is translated into Amrita, which is why we are growing so fast. Which is why you, especially as new students or the PG students of Ayurveda, especially in Ayurveda, especially in the medical field, you are the first hand you're trying to solve suffering right there. Bio applications, medical applications, other fields, how can you produce solutions for society? That is what Amrita is all about. And that is exactly why it's such a wonderful place that you have come to. I congratulate you on having come to Amrita. I wish you all the best. I urge you to look at what Amrita stands for and make the best of all the wonderful opportunities that are available here for you. May Amma bless you with all the success. Welcome to our beautiful campus. Best of luck. Namaskar.
Swamiji Shankaramridananda Puri for handing over the certificates. First, I welcome Dr. Arya Ravi A.R., MD Scholar, Department of Rasashastra and Bhaishiji Kalpana, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing Best Presenter in the 56th session of Sri Sri Ayurgyan Virtual National Seminar Series. Welcome, Doctor. Next, I welcome Dr. Shara Mohan, MD Scholar, Department of Rasashastra and Bhaishiji Kalpana, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing third place in Alam 2023 Hybrid International Conference. Next, I welcome Dr. Now, I welcome Dr. Arati P. 23. Now I welcome Dr. Varshanath B., MD Scholar, Department of Swasthavrita, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing Best Paper Award in Global Ayurveda Festival 2023. Next, I welcome Dr. Archana Muralidharan, MS Scholar, Department of Shalyatantra, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing a Best Paper Award in Global Ayurveda Festival 2023. Now I welcome Dr. Reshma Santosh, MS Scholar, Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stree Roga, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing Best Poster Award in Global Ayurveda Festival 2023. Next, I welcome Dr. Adharva Manmat Nigadikar, MS Scholar, Department of Prasuti Tantra and Stree Roga, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing second place in Scientific Paper Presentation Competition in Garbhagriti 2023, organized by SDM College, Karnataka. Now I welcome Dr. S. Mahalakshmi, MD Scholar, Department of Samhita and Siddhanta, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for securing third prize with a cash prize of Rs 5,000 in national level poster competition by the Ministry of Ayush. Thank you, Swamiji. Before students from Amrita School of Ayurveda, whose dedication and artistry have beautifully exemplified the 2022 batch, Miss Aparna B. Nambudiri, BAMS 2022 batch, Miss Kirtana U, BAMS 2022 batch. Thank you, sir.
Dr. P. Ramanohar requires no introduction. He is a renowned figure actively engaged in the global promotion of Ayurveda. He is the Research Director of Amrita Center for Advanced Research in Ayurveda, Amrita School of Ayurveda. I humbly welcome Dr. P. Ramanohar, sir, for the felicitation address. Welcome, sir.
Om Amriteshwarya Namaha. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. My pranams to Swamiji, Chief Guest, Dr. Nambi, Dr. Ramesh, Dr. Priya, all the faculty, students, parents who are assembled here. First of all, I'd like to welcome the new batch of PG scholars to Amrita Vishwavidyapitham. A very hearty welcome to all of you. So a lot of important messages were given by the method of learning was very different. At that time, we did not have UG, PG, super to what was discussed regarding the third. where you are allowed to practice only after you gain a perfect knowledge, very deep knowledge of the science. I think the old system was that you needed facilitated learning until the point you become a self-learner. So that is why that whole process was very long. And it was a personalized system where not everybody graduated at the same time. The teacher would do a personalized training. Some students who are exceptionally brilliant would pass out much earlier, and others would take longer. But the whole idea was that you need to get enough expertise to be able to deal with patients, because this is a life or death matter. I like to visualize our educational system today from an Indian knowledge systems perspective. And I think if we were to redefine, how we are doing UG, PG, in Ayurveda we don't have anything beyond MD, we have PhD. In medical system, doctors hardly do PhDs. I mean, they go for super specialization like DM and, because in medical science it's more important to develop clinical skills. They also develop research skills. In fact, I think the whole education system is focused on bringing three things together in medical education. One is developing skills for practice. Second is developing skills for teaching. And third is developing skills for doing research. Actually, you need to bring all these three things together if you will be able to really contribute to the development of science. You need to be a good practitioner. You need to be a good teacher. It's got a three-tier structure: Tattva, Shastra, and Vyavahara. So Vyavahara is the practice. Shastra is like the theory behind the practice. And Tattva is the principle behind the theory. So which means Ayurveda has been designed as a knowledge system. That for every practice, there has to be a theory. Like Dr. Nambi was earlier mentioning, how PG education should be used as a footstep to go deeper into the Shastra. So when you are doing BAMS, you should become a good practitioner. But in order to become a good teacher, you must know the theory behind all the practices in a very deep way. Otherwise, you cannot teach somebody else. So PG education is the time where you delve deeper into the Shastra behind the Vyavahara. And the next step in learning is to not, because a theory is only a construct. There is a principle in nature on the basis of which even a theory has been constructed. So Ayurveda says that we have to go deeper into the tattva behind the Shastra. Sushruta tells who is a good Vaidya? Tattvadhigata Shastrartho. Drishtakarma Swayam Kritihi. Swayam Kriti means, so this is the ideal of becoming a good physician. Learning has to continue till you reach these goals, and this is a never-ending process. But the cutoff point when you say formal education is completed is a point where you are now becoming a learner for yourself. Until that, you need facilitated learning. So, Shishyodhyapyo gato yavad antam tandrartha karmanam. That was the criteria. Not passing a few exams or, getting some outcomes in these evaluation measures. But the old system of evaluation was to really confirm that the student has completed antam of Shastra, Artha and Karma. So Swamiji was also mentioning that Ayurveda is different because it gives you a more deeper understanding of the human being. Because in Ayurveda we have both science as well as spirituality. And in fact research, I think, is what connects science and spirituality together, because spirituality is actually a quest for truth. It is not a blind belief. Spirituality is the ultimate quest for the truth. And research is also a quest for truth. Research is not, why are we doing an experiment? Because we want to find out what is the truth. A spiritual aspirant is also seeking, the realization of the highest truth. So in research, you can see that actually spirituality, if you imbibe the true spirit of research, there is no conflict between science and spirituality. And why is Ayurveda important here? Because it gives you a framework that can bring science and spirituality together. And that is what is needed for the future of healthcare. Because the reductionistic, materialistic approach of modern medicine is its limitation. We need to open up. We need to look at the human being as a complete, conglomeration of the body, mind, and spirit. And for that, we need to bring science and spirituality together. Spirituality is more experiential, science is more experimental. So we are bringing together science and spirituality together by bringing experiment and experience together. In India, we did not have any belief system. Everything was, it's knowledge driven. When you say belief, it is important at a certain stage that you have belief, but belief was the beginning, it was not the end of your education. Because Adi Shankaracharya clearly tells Anubhava avasanatvat brahmajnanasya. If you pursue the path of brahmajnana, it ends in anubhava or experience. So you have faith because you can experience it. It is not a matter of belief. There is no room for any belief system. So what we need to do at a PG level is really from this framework, whatever practices you have learned, try to delve deeper into the Shastra behind those practices. And seek the tattva behind this practice. And if you want to get into the depths of Ayurveda, into the Shastra and the tattva of Ayurveda, you need to bring both spirituality and science together. And that is where research methods need to be more sensitive and more appropriate for Ayurveda. The modern methods of research are based on a very reductionistic understanding of the human body, which says that if you break down the human body into its physical parts, then we can understand the whole. Ayurveda says that the human body, it's more than the sum of its parts. Just by breaking it down into its parts, you cannot understand how this whole machinery functions. And we are not just the body, we have beyond the body is the mind, beyond the mind is the spirit, the self. And if you bring all these things into our experience, then it becomes very complex. So just a couple of more things that come to my mind is that in PG you are going to get introduced into research. To become a real researcher, you need to do a PhD also. So I feel that when you are studying PG, your main goal should be, of course, one is that you specialize in a particular discipline. That is one aspect. So many things you have to bring together. Don't think PG means it's only research or it's only special. Many elements are there. One is that you are choosing a particular area. So you have to get what you call as domain expertise. So you have to spend time for that also, not just doing your thesis. Just by doing your thesis, you won't get domain expertise. So if you are studying Prasuti or you are studying Swasthavrita, you must justify that by getting some more special knowledge in that area that you have taken. Second thing is that you must develop more specialized, ability to teach. That is why I think NCISM has insisted that unless you are a PG graduate, you cannot teach today. So which means that when you study PG, you must also develop teaching skills. This should be part of the curriculum. A PG scholar should be taught how to have good clinical speciality in their area and also how to teach more effectively. And the third part of PG education is that you take the baby steps in learning how to be a researcher. PG is not fully about research. But one element, the third element of PG education is research. And you are doing a thesis to learn. You don't become a researcher, but you get the basic guidance on how you can conduct a research. And the next step at a PhD level is when you are involved only in research. So bringing these three things together is very important. And here I'd like to conclude by just saying that our Shastras always allowed open critical thinking. And PG education is I won't say that in BAMS you should be very critical, because that is the time where you should be willing to listen to what is there in the Shastra first. If you ask too many questions, you will not learn anything. So after BAMS, that is why Acharya Charaka has said, Purvam Aptobadeshat Jnanam. You must listen to the Aptobadesha first. You get Jnanam. Jnanavadam tada pratyakshanumanabhyam parikshopapadyade. Once you get that jnana after listening to Aptobadesha, you must do pariksha. Then you get Vijnanam. This is very clearly mentioned by Charaka. So PG is an opportunity to do this. And we had our own system. I hope that in the future IKS perspectives will be integrated into PG research. So I'd just like to share one simple sloka which has come from our Indian knowledge tradition. How to study a subject. Vishayo Vishayaschaiva Purvapakshas Tathottaram Nirnayaschedi Panchango Shastredhikaranam Madam. If you look at this framework, you can see how very similar it is to the modern method of research. First is Vishaya, choose a topic. This is almost like giving you a guideline for developing your synopsis, which is mentioned so many thousands of years ago. Vishaya, choose the topic. Second is Vishaya, the samshaya or the research question. On that topic, what is your doubt? That is Vishaya. Purvapaksha, Tathottaram. All the possible opposite viewpoints. Today we call this as the null hypothesis. Purvapaksha. Tatha Uttaram, which is the alternate hypothesis. And then examine all the facts and arrive at a nirnaya or conclusion. This is the Panchanga of Shastradhikarana. So you can see this is not something new that we are doing through our PG thesis. This method was there in ancient times. And the last point, there are many last points I have been telling, but this is really the last point, is to show that there is no conflict between science and spirituality. I have been very much inspired by, Adi Shankaracharya has written many commentaries on the Prasthanatraya, the Upanishads, the Brahma Sutras. And if you really look at it, it's amazing to see how he had such a blend of scientific mind that was extremely spiritual. So he tells that science cannot conflict spirituality. He says, Nacha pratyaksha virodhe shrute pramanyam. If a shruti or a text contradicts something which is directly perception, shrute na shrute pramanyam. There you don't take shruti. You take your pratyaksha. Nahi shruti shatam api shitognir aprakasha iti bruvat pramanyam labhate. Even if 100 Vedic texts tell that fire is cold and dark, it cannot become a pramana there because it contradicts your direct pratyaksha. Shrutischa atindriyartha vishaye pramanam. But where is shruti pramanam? It is in atindriyartha vishaya. In the domain of intuitive spiritual knowledge, shruti is the authority. So don't bring shruti to validate what is to be observed. So vishaya shurani pramanani. And shastra is neutral. Shastram to savitr prakashavad udasta eva. It is neutral. It's just like sunlight. It just illumines. It does not impose ideas onto reality. So these kind of, what I wanted to tell is that just as we are learning modern research methodology when we want to do PG research, it is equally important that we look at our IKS perspectives. A lot of approaches to research is there in our Shastras. We should bring it. And Shankaracharya finally concludes by saying, Na vastvan vakhyanam kriyan vakhyanam va vakya pramanya lakshanam. Just because there is a statement about some kriya or some object doesn't mean, because it comes from a text doesn't mean it's authoritative. What makes it authoritative? Nishchita phalavat vijnanotpadagatvam vakya pramanya lakshanam. If you use that knowledge, it should lead to definite results and outcomes. It should be able to solve some problem. Tad yatra asti, tad pramanam. Yatra nasti, tad apramanam. So, I strongly wish that all of you will take up your pursuit of the postgraduate program in this true spirit of inquiry of truth, because Ayurveda works because it is based on truth. And if we don't discover our truth, we won't be able to use Ayurveda to help people. So I wish you all the best in this new journey. May Amma shower her blessings upon all of you. Thank you. Namaste.
Thank you, sir, for sharing valuable insights derived from your research expertise. Expressing gratitude is always a very important part of Indian tradition. We have Dr. Priya S., Professor and Head, Department of Dravyaguna Vijnana, Amrita School of Ayurveda, to deliver the vote of thanks.
Om Amriteshwaraya Nama. My humble pranams at the lotus feet of Amma. Respected dignitaries on and off the dais, Sambhujya Swami Shankaramritanandapuri, Ashtavaidyan Alathur Narayanan Nambi sir, Dr. Balashnan Shankar sir, Dr. Ramanohar sir, Ramesh sir, dear faculty members and my dear PG and UG students. It's my honor and privilege to propose the vote of thanks on this memorable occasion of Shishyopanayanam, induction ceremony of 2024 PG batch students. First of all, let me congratulate all the fresh batch PG scholars for taking this wise decision to choose Amrita for your future education. Hearty congrats to all of you. Moving on to my duty, I take this opportunity to express my deep gratitude to Swami Shankaramritanandapuri, Dean, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for his vision, guidance, encouragement and constant support given for organizing this program. And my heartfelt thanks to Swamiji for blessing this function with your kind words. On behalf of faculty and students of Amrita, I sincerely thank our chief guest, Ashtavaidyan Alathur Narayanan Nambi sir, who spent time from his busy schedule to grace this function with his empowering and motivational speech. A sincere thanks to you, sir, for your esteemed presence on this occasion. And now I would like to thank Dr. Balakrishnan Shankar sir, Dean, Amrita School of Engineering, for his enlightening felicitation speech in this occasion. We are grateful to you, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. Though sir is not here. My heartfelt thanks to Dr. Ramanohar sir, Research Director, Amrita School of Ayurveda, for giving the felicitation speech on this occasion. And now I would like to thank our beloved principal in charge, Dr. Ramesh sir, who is always there to encourage and support us in all our programs. And thank you so much, sir. I also express our sincere gratitude to the management, Amrita School of Engineering, for the hospitality and also for providing the facilities needed for this smooth conduction of today's program. And I owe special thanks to the media team for the live telecasting of today's program, and sincerely thank ICTS team and all those who have worked behind the screen. Last but not the least, I do appreciate and thank all the faculty members, UG and PG scholars, for their kind cooperation for making this function a grand success. And a special mentioning and a big round of applause to our dear students who have performed beautifully the welcome dance today. Once again, thanks to one and all. Namaskar.
Thank you, ma'am. Once again, thanks to one and all. By this, we have come to the end of program. I request all of you to stand up for the national anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड द्राविड उत्कलवङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Food is arranged in Anugraha Hall for all the faculty members and guests. All the students and parents are requested to come to the Engineering College Mess Hall. Food is arranged there.